It's the Scotty Ray Report, reliable, fast, and true. Headlines, weather, local news, he brings it all to you. From the courthouse to the back roads, he don't miss a thing. Traffic, storms, communities, on top of everything. Bringing you the news you need at home or on your drive. Listening, it's Scotty Ray time.
And good morning. Off to the races we go. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Odie is here.
Hey, Tuesday.
72 now as we wait for the rain to arrive later tonight. And again, it is going to be some severe weather, and we'll get into that forecast as the morning progresses to let you know exactly what's going on. Again, we're going to keep you safe throughout the storm, let you know where it is in relation to where you live, and all that good stuff there.
Yeah, I remember your furniture and all that stuff you got out on the patio. Secure it. Make sure you've got everything that's in your yard secured. May not see a tornado, but these high winds could throw that around, damage your home, damage your car, damage you. So be careful as these storms come through.
It just texted me and let me know that 50 miles from the Damascus Volunteer Fire Department, we got lightning, just in case you're 50 miles from there.
That means it's on its way.
That North Mississippi area has had, they even had a tornado watch overnight. Didn't get down past Tupelo really, and then in our area we didn't get much, but it will be here tonight. As those develop, we'll let you know there. What'd you do yesterday? Anything big?
Man, yesterday, well, you know how it is, trying to get some equipment and stuff like that. And, you know, people don't pay attention when we're on the side of the road working these wrecks or anywhere else. So I'm looking at getting a message board that we can put out to say, hey, you know, move over. We are working up here.
Man, I hear Russell, they got 2 or 3 guys that can hold those whiteboard signs. You just get out there and hold that.
Around, you know.
You bring Greg's floaty thing.
Yeah,
you can
well,
really
that thing's so high we can warn them in Alabama. But people
Message
are too
board.
worried about doing this as they're driving down the road. And a lot of close calls. And I tell you, when you're working on the side of the interstate, you talk about a pucker factor, and that's these people that don't have any kind of couth in their blood for human regard when it comes to working.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't pay attention. Slow down. Watch everybody's life
Just a
there.
little bit. I mean, you're going to make it. Just go by. Don't be part of it.
Storm blew through Pigeon Forge, and they're missing 3 eagles up there from Dollywood. Hope they come back.
Were they like?
Well, you know, they do shows there with eagles and stuff.
So they were in a cage.
I'm assuming there.
Huh.
We ain't got all the details yet, but 3 are missing.
Well, I wonder how many of them said, well, I'm going to go back.
Wasn't no trees.
I was in that cage for 5 years. I'm going to go back.
There was no trees there for the longest thing, you know, after that forest fire.
Look here, I'm in the wild blue yonder.
Dolly has not really gotten well yet. If you remember, she canceled all of her shows at the end of the year, and she's still not back on her feet yet.
Well, I mean,
it is
she's
just
not a spring chicken anymore.
Well, see, that's the problem. She had all the surgery that made her look like a spring chicken, and then she's really not. And it's deceiving, like having a 72 Buick with the original motor in it. It just won't go no more, will it?
I mean, as good a friend and as close as her and, boy, his name just dropped. Kenny Rogers. You think she would have given him some pointers on who to use for plastic surgery?
I got the feeling Kenny didn't ask for advice. You ever met somebody like that?
Oh, yeah.
And he's one of those that I think charged.
I think I got my own plastic surgery.
Yeah, he was a...
Because they did her right.
Ghostbusters. Oh, yeah. Her and Raquel Welch have the best that money can buy.
Yeah. Oh, Raquel. Boy, it's going to be sad when she hits that bottom.
Raquel?
Yeah. Well, she's...
I'm thinking she's dead, isn't she?
Is she already dead?
I think she's dead, Odie. Listen.
Well,
let's go to the State Auditor. Well, he's running.
Yeah, let's go get something up.
Nick Baine joins us. He's going to be running for State Auditor. Is Raquel still with us?
That's what I was about to Google, but you got to me before I could get to it. I don't know.
What Uncle Google's
I don't know
got to say.
I don't know if she is or not.
She looked good the day she died.
She the beautiful woman there. Let's see here.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
It seems like
No, actually, it was
2 years ago, wasn't it?
2017. It's been years, Odie.
I thought it was 23. She
Almost.
died in 2023.
Oh, okay, yeah. Aged 82.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
Just a couple years ago.
People wearing out on us, gentlemen. They're wearing out
I
on
know.
us. Left
Nick,
and right.
where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Corinth, Mississippi. You talk about North Mississippi. That's where I'm from. Born and raised in Corinth. Went to high school there. Then went off to Ole Miss. And my wife and I married my high school sweetheart.
Toddy.
So we moved back home. I opened up a law practice, and that's home.
So you're going to be running for what Shad White is doing now. Just to give everybody a heads up of this. Shad's going to be running for governor, correct?
I can't speak for him. He hasn't announced that, but from all indications, I'll say this. He's not running back for this job from all indications that we have.
All of my folks that are over in Jackson say he's governor bound along with what's-her-face.
A senator.
No.
Lynn
Attorney
Finch?
General Lynn Finch. She's going to be
Attorney
running.
General. More or
Andy
less.
Gibbs is going to be running, and possibly a Duff brother. And who else could be running?
Philip Gunn has announced, the former
Yeah,
speaker. Philip Gunn's announced. Andy Gibson, a possible Duff brother, you said, along with, all indications point to Shad White.
And the way this works is, if you run for a different office, you've got to step down or not rerun for the same office.
They all run They all run at the same time.
So it's going to be a cleaning. It's going to be a change somewhere.
There was a couple of years ago, I don't know, probably 10, 15 years, probably more than that. There was a guy by the name of, I think it was Sean O'Hara. Could be wrong. Don't hold me to the name. But anyway, he was just this guy off the street, and he qualified for every state office.
Yeah.
That was on the ballot for every one of them.
This wasn't the Democrat truck driver, was it?
No, it wasn't him.
He was the one the last term, and I think he won the.
So anyway, this guy that's after that, I think they passed a law you can only run for one state office at the same time, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does make a whole lot of sense. You can't do two things at once.
Yeah, it does.
So you've had a law practice all this time, and you've been a representative also, have you not?
I served in the House for 12 years. We moved back to Corinth. I practiced law in Jackson for a little while. We moved back to Corinth, opened up my law office there, and was elected to the State House in 2011, served in that capacity until 2024.
Who was your roommate while you were over there serving in the House?
I don't know if I should say this or not. Legendary. Is legendary the right word?
Legendary.
For this area?
Yeah.
Legendary Michael Ted Evans. So we could all sit in here. I mean, you got enough material, Scotty Ray, to
last for days.
to last for months on Michael Ted Evans. Look.
And Michael Ted was going to be with us this morning, but he's over, and we have to do do you call it shout out?
A shout out.
The kids are taking their state testing today, and he's over there rallying the troops for the kids to do good on their tests today. I think he's at Northeast Middle School or Northeast Elementary.
He told me that he had to go to school and do something. All kidding aside, look, I love Michael Ted, his whole family. They're great people, and you guys have a real gem in him as a public servant.
He works hard.
He works hard and does a good job and loves what he does.
Oh yeah, he's real good at that fire stuff there.
Yeah, yeah.
He can get to the fire before the fire starts.
And they got it out.
He's got like a sixth sense when it comes to smell.
But you're the only one that's mad at him.
Why am I mad at him?
Because he puts the fire out.
He does.
He can't even get a picture.
3 minutes. I mean, I need more time than that. I've been asking for that for the longest. More coming up with Nick as he makes his cast for State Auditor, and we're going to get in to find out just what all the State Auditor does. We've invited Shad before, but Shad has never showed up to the show before. So we'll talk a little bit about what that office does, where he plans to take it, and see if you want to vote for it. All that's up and coming. Scotty Ray Report.
Yeah, our system went out at the worst possible time, so we called environment masters, and the technician came out pretty quickly, did a lot of troubleshooting. He explained to me what the issue was, and it turned out it was an easy fix, and had us up pretty quickly.
Our technicians don't just pass a test and then go to work. We have continuous on-site training both on equipment and customer care. Our senior technicians each have decades of experience and are always available. There's literally nothing that our team hasn't seen, so you can trust we know what we're doing. That's hassle-free plumbing and AC.
Spring is here, grass is growing, and your mower? Yeah, it's still not ready. Don't fight it another season. Head to Paris Tractor for our Kubota zero-turn spring deals. Right now, you can get into a new Kubota zero-turn Z232 KW42 mower for just $5,299 or as low as $125 a month. More than a tractor store.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie as we look at a few things that went on yesterday. And let me urge this. I don't want to cause a pandemic, but not a pandemic, but a scare, I think is the word. But there have been several over the last 2 weeks car burglaries in the North Meridian area. And each time either somebody left their keys in the car, they left their car unlocked. Make sure you're locking your stuff because there's people that float through neighborhoods at night that just grab door handles. Happened again yesterday as we had somebody else break into another car. This would be in the 1600 block of Northwood Street. And as you look at that, here's Country Club Drive right here. And this is that area that they're doing it right there. All back up here toward North Hills. So just be cautious when you leave things in your car that if it's visible, it may not be there in the morning. That's what they're after, something quick, easy. Even if you're out at a store, we've got people that well, they don't want to work. They want to take what's yours. So watch what you do. And
pushing their buggy and they're looking at their car and they're paying attention to what's going on around them, but they're not paying attention to what's going on around your car where it looks like somebody's trying to break in.
Yeah, you know, and like the guy I talked about yesterday that I ran into, let me see, it was Friday night that I talked to, or maybe it was Saturday night, that had bought the scooter. And he'd had it 3 weeks and somebody stole it and he got it to the bicycle to go to work on.
Bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, to try and help the family out.
$1,000 taken. Now, is that a ton of money in the big scheme of things? No, your health insurance premium.
It depends on who you are. To him and his family, that was all they had.
And that's what I mean by that. It's just like the offering plate on Sunday. You may can afford to put $10 and somebody else be able to afford to put $1,000. It's the same amount of money when you equal out your budgets. So watch. And if you see something suspicious, go ahead and call the sheriff's department or MPD and say, hey, I saw something. It goes on record that this went on about that time.
Let them check it out. So,
boy. Again, joining us this morning, Nick Baine, who is going to be running for State Auditor. That's a big old job, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I'm excited about it. We launched our campaign yesterday in Corinth, my hometown. Had a big capacity crowd there at City Hall. And we're excited, and we're making the rounds. I did interviews with WCBI yesterday.
Columbus.
Glad to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
North Meridian, and headed to Hattiesburg later in the day. So we're making the rounds, and I'm going to put a bunch of shoe leather to a lot of pavement.
So will you continue what we've been watching the last few years there, where Shad does all these busts to where people that take cash that they shouldn't or maybe use credit cards? Are y'all still going to push that as hard as he does?
Yeah, I mean, we're still going to look. If you're stealing taxpayers' money and you have a malice in your heart and some nefarious intent to steal that money, absolutely, you're going to go to jail. Okay? The thing that I want your listeners to understand is every red cent that the state of Mississippi has comes from us.
It does.
You and me. The government has no money that we don't give them. And it's incumbent upon your leaders to make sure that they're good stewards of that, and that means taking care of it.
That help you out there?
Yeah. There we go. That was just me.
That's okay.
That's why I was unsure what you were wanting there.
Oh.
But you're exactly right. We're going to make sure that taxpayers' money is taken care of. And we're going to also look at programs and see if they're running in an efficient manner. For example, I told you guys before we got started that one of the things that I handled on the House floor was we prohibited transgender surgeries for children under the age of 18.
And that's a must, in my opinion.
How does that relate to the auditor's office? Well, I can't remember the exact number, but it was well above $10 million that you, Scotty Ray, were paying for these surgeries and these treatments.
You're kidding. And that had happened.
And that was what was going on in the state of Mississippi. My little hospital in Corinth, Mississippi, say little, I mean, it's a pretty good-sized hospital, but was spending well over $100,000 in a town of 15,000 people with these type of treatments and surgery. Now, how does that relate to the auditor's office? Well, we issue a report and say, hey, this is being spent. Does this adhere to our Mississippi conservative values? I don't think so.
Right.
So that $10 million could go to, give your law enforcement a supplemental pay or give more money to your teachers.
Emergency management.
Emergency management. Give it to those first responders. Prop up them with a retirement system or something. like
Right.
that. That's how that relates, and that's ways is that government fraud? No. I believe, as to my conservative values, I believe that that's a misspent of government money.
Absolutely.
So those are also ways that we do things.
And I think the average Joe that is watching, because as you just said, Mississippi being a very conservative state, and then you hear that money has already been spent for that in the past, you go, how could that happen in Mississippi? You do.
Yeah. Well, you've got a 17-year-old who wants to go get a tattoo. I've got a tattoo.
I don't. I just want to go on the record. No tattoos, no earrings, no nothing.
I'm not against them at all. But you've got a 17-year-old that cannot go in and get a tattoo because of the fear of what he may think about it when he's 40. But you can go cut that thing off at 12.
Well,
there's an issue on how we think about things nowadays.
exactly. I mean, at 18, you couldn't buy property at the time. Now you can. I mean, but as you say, and under the age of 18, making a decision that cannot
that's life-changing.
That's life-changing.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean,
you
look,
can remove a tattoo.
Look, if they want to get to 18, they want to get to 21, and they want to do it, that's their choice. And the state of Mississippi doesn't need to be involved with that. But under 18,
unless we're paying for it.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I mean, I think. Anyway, it was a good bill. It is now law, and that's just one of the examples of things that I've done. I've done other stuff. I was honored, and I told people this yesterday. I'll be eternally grateful that I was able to co-author the bill that overturned Roe v. Wade. Mississippi,
Kind of important to us as well.
Mississippi should be proud.
True conservatism.
Mississippi should be proud that we put our foot on the base and said this is not going to happen, and we stood so firm on it. It took all the way to the United States Supreme Court and overturned Roe v. Wade right here in Mississippi.
And I wouldn't have. As we look back, I remember as a kid hearing about this. I was a baby when all this stuff began, and it just you better hush. But it just didn't seem that bill would ever be overturned, and we wouldn't have got that had there not been changes in the Supreme Court. And of course, there's always someone trying to change that, but. Powerful. That's our future that was being taken away from us.
Yeah, it was, and to be a part of that, and be able to help write that is something that, like I said, I'll always be eternally grateful for. And again, that's things that. How does that relate to the auditor's office? It does, in the sense that that's where my conservative values tend to go and lend me to, and that's how we'll run that office, is to make sure that we are spending the money in accordance with what I believe is the majority of Mississippians' beliefs.
And I'm trying to word this how I'm going to ask this. We see a lot from the state auditor's office now, to where it's a lot, because I get tons of comments sent to me throughout the state of Mississippi, and it'll be somebody took $100 here, somebody took $300 here. Are you going to chase white collar crime as hard as the small misdemeanor things as the little guy as well?
I think what you're asking for, and I get asked that question from people all over the state.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do. We will take a measured approach in how we do things. I'm not about getting the low-hanging fruit. If we can manage that in a different way, we have to separate who we can help, who's doing this by accident, and who's really taking advantage of taxpayers.
Yeah,
I think we have to delineate between that, because we don't want to ruin people's lives if this was an accounting error.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
It does make a lot of sense.
But we do want to punish those who are absolutely exploiting taxpayers.
And I don't think there's a person out there, and I want y'all to, and I'm being honest with this because I used to work for a company years ago. You're on a trip, you get out to buy gas, you open your wallet, and you fill a credit card in there, and lo and behold, both credit cards look the same. Mm-hmm. And you just didn't catch it. And you can repay that quickly, and that's what I did during those things. We don't want anybody that is falsely accused being sent up for $100 for a tank of gas.
Yeah.
Now
Omar had a accounting issue.
Yeah, it was how many? 300 million? How much was that?
Well, she was $30 million until a lot of stuff come out, and then it was just $100,000.
But if y'all remember, we had an issue here in Lauderdale County. How many years ago has that been to where we had someone purchasing gas and then reselling it? You remember that?
Oh yeah,
It was a lot of money.
3-4 years ago, something like that.
And they got busted for what they did, and they should have. That's just wrong to misuse taxpayer dollars, and that's the people that we're after.
Yeah.
This guy didn't just take the credit card out mistakenly and stuck it
Oh,
in
no.
there and went, oh man, let me go to purchasing and say, hey, look, well, I've done something bad here. Let me try and make this up. He knew what he was doing. And he purposely did it.
That's what you call a scheme. Kind of like that mayor that I talked about in the first show this morning down in Louisiana, where $75,000, she took a job as mayor. And when your income changes, well, you have to notify people if you're on some form of government assistance. She did not. Stolen over $75,000 worth of benefits that you're paying for. Wrong, and more wrong.
Yeah, you talk about a scheme. You mentioned, or somebody did, I don't know, but that I am a practicing attorney. I have represented and been a part of a lot of public corruption cases and trials, and that's something that's always present in all of them. Is that scheme? Is that intent to do this? And I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier. We're looking at those that are intending to steal taxpayers' money, are intending to fraud. Those guys I think are bad guys and are going to go to jail.
Now, and let me ask this, because, the state auditor, what all does the state auditor, does it look at every entity of the government in Mississippi and audit everybody? How does it work?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Especially, it has authority and jurisdiction over all state agencies, like the Department of Medicaid and all of that stuff. And it can look into counties and cities if they ask them to. It also, like if your school board needs an audit, it can farm that out to the Department of Audit and get an audit to tell you, hey, look, this is what you're doing. A lot of school boards do that. I represent the Prentice County, or my law firm represents the Prentice County School District, so they can hire to do an audit or ask to do an audit, submit that to get grants and stuff like that. So it's not all being a watchdog. It's also being a helping hand to your cities, counties, political subdivisions, if you will, and helping them get what they need to be successful.
So you rely on someone calling saying, look, I see this going on,
Correct.
and you got to take that serious and go check it out.
That's right.
And then talking about Shad and what he's done, and we've all seen where he's constantly bringing people to.
I don't think you'd really ever heard of the state auditor's office till he got in.
No, I mean, he went wild with that part. So what are some things that you like what Shad's doing and want to continue to do, and what are some things that Nick wants to put in place and see go on this next term?
Yeah, very good question. Shad has done a remarkable job at doing that, returning taxpayers' money to taxpayers, and he has been a dogged watchdog. I don't know if that dogged watchdog, but he has been.
We know what you mean.
He's been a good watchdog of that in that respect. Like I mentioned earlier, I would be a little bit more measured in not and taking everything with a. Not being maybe so aggressive on some of the low-hanging fruit stuff, and seeing if there's people that we can help and save. I intend on having people on the ground in every county in this state. Now, how do we do that? Obviously, we have to look at what our budget is and how we can do that. But I intend on having people who are in the South, who's in Central Mississippi, who's in North Mississippi, and their sole job is to go and to be a liaison for public public entities and say, hey, look, we're here. What question do you have? Is there something that's come up? And not to be going in there looking for trouble or looking for something to put in jail, but actually being in there and saying, hey, what question do you have that we can help you with? Because I think the auditor's office is the closest statewide office to the people. I mean, nobody. You alluded to it. Not many people know who the auditor is. They do now, but they didn't. But everybody knows who their supervisor is.
Correct.
Everybody knows
right.
who their sheriff is. So if the auditor can make their jobs easier, I think that's incumbent upon the auditor to do.
Nick Baine, we got more coming up with him in just a moment. Some of your questions that you're asking. Also, we're going to tell you about a car that all the wheels were run off of yesterday. And I think some cuffs went into play. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Bring on long days, sweltering heat, and acres that just won't end. Exmark mowers were born to deliver legendary reliability, signature cut quality, and stubborn durability that refuses to give in. Because like you, Exmark mowers were built for this. Visit your local dealer or explore an Exmark online for special finance offers available now.
When your windshield cracks, you need someone you can trust. At Advanced Auto Glass by Joey, experience matters. We handle everything from rock chips to full replacements, even power window repair, servicing all vehicle types. Let us keep you safe and back on the road. We are local, proud to serve you with honest, reliable service. Call us today at 601-286-3405. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey, certified, trusted, local.
Hi, folks. Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Odie is in with us, special guest this morning. We've got some more questions coming. I mentioned a moment ago that, well, all the tires were run off. I got a call that said, Valley Road, go. So here we go. I got there.
Wasn't going far.
Big red fire truck sitting there, Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department on scene. I thought, So we broke out the camera. Let me just show you what I saw as I arrived here. Let's hit play on this and watch this big, beautiful footage as we get no tires
We got
whatsoever.
one tire left, but it's going the wrong way.
Right. And the car actually rolled over. You see the scuff marks on the hood?
Yeah.
It kind of jumped the curb there at Fish Lodge Road, took out the sign behind it there in the bushes, as you can see. See where the dirt is?
That was only good part of Fish Lodge Road.
Right. Sort of missed the turn and went airborne. Rolled over a couple of times. Minor injuries, but as we would see, someone was cuffed at the scene. Oh. Sometimes behavior has a lot to do with getting it, Be kind to others.
Yeah.
Don't be causing a scene. And I don't know charges at this point, but I do know one was detained. We'll word it that way at the scene, and off they went. Now, a little bit later on, we would also go to Lauderdale, Mississippi. And if you ever hear the word Clark Road, just imagine it's in Kemper County.
Yeah, it's as close as you can get without getting it.
And here we go. We had a one vehicle accident. Let's look at this footage here of what happened. I was here, and I know some 2 to 3 years ago, this same location, there was a wreck. Similar to this, as he nailed, that's a Jaguar, or what's left of it.
Wow.
Had I think it was a rental car. And I'm going to say that that's total loss on this as we look at this all the way around. But just on the north side, right before you get to the county line is where that happened. As far north as you can go in Lauderdale County. There's a still picture of that. Look at that. Again, taken for observation, but no major injuries. That's a miracle in itself. Mississippi Highway Patrol was there. CTED was a little bit closer, so they helped out as well. Metro Ambulance came out. I want to say the good folks from the Lauderdale Volunteer Fire Department were on scene also. It was a whole herd of folks there.
Man.
But could have been so much worse.
And that call actually came in. I was looking at this, and I don't know if you even said that. But this call came in not by a person or the driver of that vehicle.
I did not say that.
An automated crash report. The phone called its own 911 emergency.
Now, they started this how long ago?
It's been about a year. We've had to do a little bit of changing, or dispatch had to do a little bit of changing. You got a 1050's a wreck. J1's no injuries. J2's injury. J3 is
somebody done left.
Yeah. J4 is a agency vehicle, a government vehicle, and J5 is now an automated crash report.
Which is good, because y'all think about all the reports you've always heard. Somebody was trapped on a mountain ledge for 3 days before somebody discovered they were missing. This will call in and let, hey, something's happened.
Yeah, if you drop your phone, it's going to call.
It will be.
But, yeah, I'm sure someone, it was on a highly visible road, someone would have called in. But that initial call was done by.
I'm trying to think. There was a wreck on I-20 that you were there, I was there, and there would have been no way that you would have known that there was. It went into, after spring comes, it went off the road, and you couldn't even see it.
Yeah. It was way down in there.
So those do happen occasionally, and that is technology helping folks out. It's almost like an OnStar, but also at the same time, if you leave it on the top of your car and take a curb, it calls 911 also.
I'm not going to tell you this person's name, but they wore a watch, and they hit somebody so hard that the watch called in a wreck. Yeah.
Man.
So the police showed up to a fight.
Well, it could get you in trouble there.
And so it can get you in trouble. That was a hard hit. Yeah.
Well.
But
Good. Terry, it's time to upgrade. Go ahead, spend yourself $1,200. Who would have thought that a cell phone would cost what they do now? We talked about that kind of a little bit the other day.
They give it to you for free, or you pay a penny.
Yeah, those days are gone.
2 years. Yeah. So Joseph brought up a point, and he said that you were in the middle of a question, and I interrupted and brought up tattoos when we were talking about these
Gender
surgeries and all that. And how is it that much money can be spent without really the public knowing that we're spending millions of dollars on this type of surgery?
The state of Mississippi has a $7 billion budget. That's what comes into the state, and the state spends out. But it takes $18 billion really to run the state. So you say, how does that happen? Well, that means that the state of Mississippi, for every dollar we make, we get $3 from the federal government. So I say all that to say there's a lot of programs, and I understand his question, how does that happen? At that time, I don't know if it fell through the cracks. I don't know if we discovered it, or it became loud enough for us to hear it. But that is what, if elected as auditor, that's the things we do, is we look to see what's going in and what's going out. It was going out. We found it, and thankfully we stopped it.
Good deal.
I will say, I saw a question here, I don't remember where it was, somebody asking about the TANF scandal. I was chairman of Judiciary B. Now, that's one of the bigger committees there. We did a lot of stuff that had to do with public safety, a lot of stuff that had to do with, I told y'all about Second Amendment rights came through my committee. But one of the things that we did that addressed specifically the TANF scandal was I authored the bill that gave DHS investigators the ability to go in and investigate those type of programs. So if my bill, which is now law, would have been law at the time, you wouldn't have saw the TANF scandal. You wouldn't have saw these issues come up with the Nancy News and the DiBiase's and all that stuff.
That's something else.
That was something that was actually, I sit here, gentlemen, actually have done something to weed out that fraud and to weed out and to make it harder for those people to do that.
Now, we've looked at this in other states as we see all this stuff going on. Minneapolis, as we get into California, as we look at all this, Minnesota is what I was saying, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and those areas there, of the fraud that's set up on these daycare things. Does Mississippi have a problem like this and we're just not aware of it? Have you heard any tale of this?
I have not. And of course, again, back to what we said, Shad's been a good watchdog about that stuff. I have not seen anything, but certainly there are other areas that I do believe we do have a misspent of funds. The auditor came out talking about how much money we spend recently on illegal immigrants in Mississippi.
Oh, it's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot. So, that's another issue. It was ungodly when you think about it. But to your point, the stuff in Minnesota was outrageous. We got more people in this room than they got in the Minnesota daycare.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Making bukus. We do have a live action report from reporter Chad Acton. Right there at Meridian High School, a transformer has blown. So power is out. Poplar Springs Drive there at Meridian High School. Don't know if Meridian High is without power. Chad, do you know if that reaches all the way across the street there or what? So be careful. If you're on Poplar Springs Drive, you're going to have power crews out there with their trucks working here shortly. So just as you make your way through Poplar Springs Drive, be careful going in that area.
Okay. And as we look at this, and I would say, I'm guessing here because I don't have numbers or facts in front of me, one of the biggest concerns in the state of Mississippi is that there's a lot of welfare recipients. But closer than it already is, or is it being handled properly, or is there some stuff sliding by?
Look, I always think that every government program, that there's always room for improvement. And just about all of them. I sit on the board of, I sit on a task force of MDOC task force, the oversight committee. The stuff that we see in that committee, you're always moving forward, and things are always changing. You told us, we talked today, Scotty Ray, or you did when I got here, about AI. Who would have been talking about that 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, things are always changing. We're never complete as a government, and so to answer your question, can we do it better? Absolutely. And are things going on? Certainly. So I think we're always trying to improve.
Is there a time that you're going to start seeing a decline in welfare mailbox money, as I like to call it, just free money going out? Is there a time where you see where you've got to start saying we can't afford to just keep handing out cash and have people actually have to go and find a job and work for their food, for their livelihood?
You know, Jesus told us that the poor will always be with us, right?
Yep.
Now, what does that mean? That means, is that people who are poor because they're poor, or does that mean people who don't want to work and get a handout? What does that mean? I think he meant, the impoverished will always be with us. To your question, Odie, it depends on who you elect. And I think we have to elect conservative people who understand the value of a dollar, who understand that. It's Jesus also told us that it's better to teach a man to fish than to give him a fish, right?
Correct. He sure did.
So I think that's imperative in also running a government, is we give people the needs that they have. One of the things that I did in the legislature that I'm really proud of and got some heat from, but I was proud of it, was my stance on criminal justice reform. That's not being light on criminals, but that's being what it is when they get in jail, let's see if we can give them the programs to learn to weld, to learn to plumb, to learn to be HVAC people, so they get out there and get a job, so they don't come back and they're living off of us. Same principle.
I like that. I do like the idea of giving everyone a chance of having an education so they can get out and get a job. I do have a problem with someone going in and coming out as a doctor. From an attorney. I had a friend of mine had a cousin that went into prison and came out and had a doctorate in psychology.
Maybe
and
you just need to break a law and get a free education.
Yeah, I don't want it that.
But they'll give you an education.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the thing about the poverty laws and how all this works is there's a line that says if you make this amount of money, you can receive this much, and it's very hard. It's a numbers thing. Each case is not looked into as some Mississippians feel it should be. Some people stay on it for generations, and I don't know what the answer is on that. That has to be, as you pointed out, those elected officials outside of the auditor's office, your state representatives, they have to be the ones that make a difference and believe in what you do.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, all the auditor can do is audit.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you elect not only your at the state level, but at your city level. Let's not forget that city, county, those are the very basic of our government. You have to have those guys too, who have that same mindset, electing conservative people who believe in that you earn a dollar and you don't just give a dollar.
But a lot of times politicians, as we all know, they lean toward whatever, they'll say whatever they have to get elected. We know that. It's done nationwide every day. Look at Newsom and folks of that, who he and I definitely don't think a lot alike. He's off the farm.
So a lot of people have to go and use a cup in the bathroom to go get them a job. So what are your thoughts on if you've received government money, that you have to use that same protocol and go get a urinalysis to receive these benefits?
Does that even affect the auditor's office?
No, I mean, again, all we can do is audit. But we passed. I'm trying to think what it was called. I think it was called the Hope Act in 2015-ish, and what it was it was a Medicaid bill but it required a work requirement that you had to be actively seeking work to get to get on the Medicaid rolls in some respects. So to answer your question, I have some experience in being a part of that and making people earn what they get and try to better themselves. What did I say earlier when you asked about it? You said ask about welfare, fraud, and all that stuff. I said we can always be improving. That just doesn't mean government. That means people. We can always be improving our lives. I think we should.
Hey, yeah.
I think we have a mandate to improve and to build toward. Again, I think we have a mandate to improve and to become more Christ-like in everything we do.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. We've got more questions coming up as we travel along this morning. We'll be right back.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome to Parker's Wholesale, located on I-59 South at Exit 80. Easy to find. Huge building. They're loaded up with toys, all your seasonal items. It's clean, it's neat, it's easy to shop. They got gloves, they got bolts of material for the people that want to redo stuff. They got plumbing, electrical, hunting items, fishing items, everything for all your needs. Go by and see them, Parker's Wholesale.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie as we look up on one of our first responders. It took a little trip. I didn't realize he was even leaving.
I'm upset because I have never left him behind on a ship.
Miami, and they're off to where? Cozumel or somewhere?
Yeah, Cozumel's a stop.
And he needs
going to Honduras.
Needs a tan as we look at John as he looks off the balcony there as they leave out of Miami, Florida.
He should have done something. I tell you what.
He sent me a picture yesterday morning at 5 and said, "Have you been to Miami?" And on the side of a wall, it was SR spray painted downtown.
Well, I mean, that is a white shirt, but going by his legs, it makes it look tan.
Bless it, bless it, bless it. We had also an accident down in Clark County, had a boo-boo there. Woof. Our friends at Clark County Hot Topics was all over that.
On time.
Yeah, and those will happen occasionally. Where was I at this week? Power company. And we had a power line down, and somebody slid right up to the back there, and it was okay in the end. Nothing happened there. So that was good news. Don't forget, we've got coming up, this is going to be a big weekend as we get ready for Budweiser. It's coming there.
Oh man, look, this weekend got all kind of stuff coming up. You've got start the day off in Collinsville for Collinsville Day.
Correct. They'll be with us tomorrow.
All kind of things out there. They'll be here. Lima dive team will be there. Scotty Ray will be there. Yeah. All kind of people are going to be there. Then you go home, take you a quick little break, and go downtown for Buds and Boiling. And what a day this is going to be. What fun's going to be going on downtown. Singing Brakeman Park. Anybody's going to be there. You might as well go and enjoy it.
And, that's just a glimpse of what it looks like. It is the most fun that you will have. There's so many people that turn out for this, and it's just a term of, what do you call it, socialite? Socializing.
Yeah, now, have we got the lineup for the boxing match? Has that been said?
Did they even make the team this year?
I don't think he's got a team because of, he can't handle himself in public. But now he can cook some ribs, though. He did pretty good with that this weekend.
Yeah.
But he's still going to be there.
He's talking about RW, if you're wondering who.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if he's got a team or not.
Go down there. RW be there, and you need to meet, as Julia says, a number 2, but Meridian's Casserole Casanova.
And we're gearing up for the week after that as we get ready for Jimmy Rogers. That'll be here before we know it as we move into May. Y'all be ready for all of that good stuff. And then they are also, Odie, needing some volunteers to help out with Jimmy Rogers with the different things. You can sign up today. Just click on that and find out more about it. Jump in there and help them out. It takes a lot of people to pull these events off, and volunteers really make it, even with full moon as we get ready, hopefully, get past this rain that's forecasted on Friday. That's coming up Friday also. So we got
anything for the kick out golf this May 1st?
I do.
Friday.
Right there.
That's coming in. Look at there. We got that
Lakeview.
Friday for all of y'all. But I got something yesterday. We are moving on up. So, help Odie support Jimmy Rogers. You raise $10,000, I'll eat a dog biscuit on the show. We're at $3,720.46. So it's moving on up. Just a little while longer. Jimmy Rogers Foundation. Click that Help Odie Support Jimmy Rogers. And once it gets $10,000, you gonna join me?
Nope.
If we make it 20,
There's just certain things I don't do in life. No. Nope.
Good for a foundation like that.
I'd put some on that if y'all make Michael Ted join you.
You know, he would do it.
He got dunked in a booth or two over that. I saw him at a fire hydrant get dunked one night there.
He probably would do.
Nick Baine is who you're seeing, and he's running for State Auditor of Mississippi. You're one of the first to announce out of the gate as this comes about. Qualifying is going to be January, is that right?
January of next year, January to February the 1st. You have 30 days. It'll be a wild and crazy time. A lot of moving pieces, and of course everybody runs. Your whole county officials and your statewide officials, your district officials. So it's 27 will be a busy political year.
Yeah.
I looked around and I found your Facebook page, and I guess this is your family here.
That's my wife, Leslie. She is my high school sweetheart. We've literally been together since we were 16 and grew up together.
That's awesome.
She's a teacher. It's kind of been moved into an administration role now at Corinth High School, but she's also the cheer sponsor there, and so she's busy doing that and dealing with all that comes with being a high school cheer sponsor. My daughter is the oldest. That's Bailey Anna. She is a freshman at Ole Miss. And I think she's wrapping up maybe her first year this week or so. And then my oldest boy there, that's Brooks. He is at Corinth High School, a sophomore, and they are playing. He plays baseball, and they're in the playoffs and playing Moorville this weekend. So hopefully they can make it keep coming.
Deal.
And then the baby boy there is that's Baker. He's 13 and is in a 7th grader at Corinth Middle School.
So where do we go to find out more information? Somebody's watching and go, look, I want to research you.
Yeah.
Where you go? What do you find out?
BaineforMississippi.com. That's BAIN for Mississippi.com. Again, Baine, BAIN for Mississippi.com. You can go on there and learn about me. I think there's also contact where you can ask questions, and there's also a very important button. I think it's yellow and it says "Donate" on it.
So we need some help.
Yeah, so you can always punch on that, you know.
And let me say, I don't think you don't really. The average Joe doesn't think about what it costs, even on local elections, of what it costs. Just yard signs alone is Then by the time you go to buy media and the travel, hotel room, it is just unreal.
The fuel it takes. The tennis shoes, you'll go through 4 or 5 pair of them things.
You will. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're not being facetious. You absolutely will. And it's being statewide. It's just amazing how expensive it is. I mean, they're talking about we have a budget in place with mine, but they're talking about the governor's race being $10 to $12 million
easily,
and that's just. So you think about that, multiply that. Right now, today, we've said at least 4 names that we're thinking about being in it. So that's $50 million.
Correct.
And I guess that's great for you guys who want to sell ads and the papers and the TVs, but that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Imagine what you could do with that money in other areas. And there's no way to put a cap on it, but you just can't because it's America. Is it the people across the pond that put a limit on what politicians can spend? It's some country. I forget what it is.
If you make it fair, and limit it to where everybody, all right, you got $10,000, and that's how you're going to spend it. And each one of you, there's ways you can do it and limit it, but you $10 million. We're talking about the state of Mississippi.
Quick.
for one office. Who is it that's still paying $12 million debt for running for a president? Wow.
Right.
Oh, it's 20 million.
Awesome. Or 20 million, yeah. $20
Spent $2 billion
to run for, or behind, it can't pay off, to run for president.
William just listed that where you can click on here in the comments there where you can go to Baine from Mississippi.com.
Oh, Captain.
Very good.
Click it there and go right into it.
Thank you, William.
So that's handy there. But it is an expensive thing. We wish you luck with it. I know that you're going to be holding a lot of spaghetti suppers trying to raise money here, there, and yonder across the state. You got to.
Yeah. You got to, and you got to get out there and meet people. But that's the fun part. I told somebody yesterday, I said, the fun part is this, talking to you, but it's also fun going to these places and meeting people and just telling your story and listening to their stories. I mean, the more Mississippi's a big state, but the more you do it and the more you're out and around, you realize how small a state it is, and there's a connection. I was in Pass Christian this weekend, and I found a connection of somebody who used to work in Corinth, and they ended up knowing my father. I mean, it's just crazy how connected we all are.
So what do you actually in your law firm? What is your specialty in your law firm?
I tell people, Scotty Ray, that my specialty is mortgage law. And that's anything that pays my mortgage. So
that's pretty good.
So we do a lot of small town practice.
I love that.
Small town practice, we do it all. I do a lot of criminal work. We do divorces. We do, like I said, represent some cities, some school boards, and just a little bit of everything. And estates. So I have a full practice firm. I have a law partner and 2 associate attorneys that come in and work for us. So proud to have them, and they are putting up with all my antics. So I'm very thankful for them.
So when it comes to going out and checking, make sure they're doing the right steps. If somebody sees something, are you for anonymous whistleblower?
Oh, well, 100%. Whatever it takes. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever it takes to save taxpayers' money, sure. I have no problem with that,
I get a few of those sent to me. We'll be right back.
For over 40 years, you've been able to count on Watt Equipment in DeKalb, Mississippi. They've got your Massey Ferguson's brand new 23 up to 135 horse cab and air tractors. They've got all your hay equipment needs, all your bush hogs. If your tractor needs it, they got it. Also remember, they service all makes and models, whether it's green, orange, blue, red, or yellow. They can get your parts in, they can do your service on your equipment. Don't forget Watt Equipment, DeKalb, Mississippi.
If your car needs any kind of maintenance, see our friends at Eastgate Tire Service in Marion, Mississippi. They've been doing this for over 35 years. It started out with Matthew's dad, and they're still doing business today. That's tires, oil changes, brakes, shocks, AC work. If you need an alignment, they've got that as well. You'll find them there in Marion. Drop in today. See them at Eastgate Tire Service, 601-482-1432 on Dale Drive.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call...
Welcome back. We had a little boo-boo up in house that I forgot to mention yesterday. We had a little fender bender there at Highway 492 and Highway 19.
Busy.
And I admit I made a mistake when I originally put it up. I had 12 things going on, and I put the four-way stop at house. It's just a stop sign.
They ain't got a four-way stop anywhere, do they?
Nope. So we made a little boo-boo there when I put it up. I meant well, but we straightened that out. But boo-boos are us there. It's pretty common in that area to have a few accidents there.
Well, maybe they'll put a roundabout there.
I don't want any roundabouts. Wasn't there a rumor of one in Meridian again?
Well,
somebody say something about Highway 39?
39 in North Hills.
Yeah, baby. Now, I will say this. I had to sit. That's the longest red light in Meridian. You sit, and then you sit a little bit more there. Yeah.
It is busy, but we still have wrecks there on the constant.
Over the weekend, we had I got word from the mayor that we had a little water leak in Marion, and that got fixed pretty quick there. Water pressure was down for a little while as they got that repaired, but Mayor made sure that the water department got there and got that corrected there. There's nothing worse than having a little bit low water there, is it? Also, we need to pass along condolences to Kemper County as we look at this. Robert Joyner, condolences there as he's passed away, been in law enforcement forever and a day in that. And he will be truly missed, and we cannot pass along enough sympathy in those that knew him with the passing of him. And just a sad day as we look at that, to remember that. As we move into this weekend, I want you to remember we've got a little bit of rain forecasted as things go about tonight. As we go back, let's just double check this because weather is known to change here there. Let me get to my radar system over here. As we pull this up, again, this is the wind threat for tonight that we're watching here as we go to Doc's Toyota radar. This red area is what we could get from wind damage tonight. Serious stuff. Let me change this to the tornado factor. The tornado factor will be just to our west as we look at this. This is the likelihood, and this has changed. This has moved over a little bit further east than it was earlier.
And I can see that continue to move a little bit more, whether it gets here or not. But you've said this a few times. Just because that tornado forms and starts heading east, when it gets to that line, it's not going to stop.
But, the change of what we're looking at this morning, it was way over here in the Delta, over here at Yazoo. And since this morning at 4 o'clock, it has now moved east, and this is right through the heart of Newton and going up into Kemper County now. The likelihood of it moving a little bit further is there.
Yeah.
So, again, timelines are going to change, but be weather alert. We're going to start getting some rain somewhere around 4-ish. Somewhere along in there, some showers, and it'll just heavily get increased. And we're expecting, and this could change again, the worst between 8 and 11. Rain should end 1 a.m.-ish and move on and bother everybody in Alabama. But whatever the time is, we'll be here behind the scenes making sure that you know all about that. Make sure to get those birthdays into us. We're going to do those in just a moment here at the Scotty Ray Report. Those LS tractors are rolling in to Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Cicalina. Keith and the gang will have a LS tractor that fits your needs, from a professional end of it, or maybe it's just deer plots that you need a tractor for. Starting at a 26 horsepower, 40 horsepower, or even larger. Don't forget to ask about that 0% financing as well. Parts, a new tractor, or a tall tale. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. Call them at 626-8759. That's Freeman Tractor. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical services since 1957, and now serving Meridian homeowners.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
Welcome back. I forgot to give a report. I actually got to see Harold, Clark County Deputy 2, isn't it?
2.5.
2.5 there.
2.5.
Barry's old donkey. I got to see Harold this past week, and I've got the video on my other phone. I just don't have it with me, but he's doing well. He come right on up to the fence, talked to us all. He hauled a few moments there, and then he had some peach cobbler to finish off his Saturday afternoon.
Still needs, honey bun every now and again.
Absolutely there.
You see him go by there and give him a honey bun.
We hope you have a good day. We got any birthdays that have trickled in?
We've got a few of them. We've got Steve Ratcliffe, a.k.a. Rat, has had a birthday today.
He used to be he used to be quite the little romancer in Meridian.
Yeah, I think he had to settle down, didn't he?
That's word there.
Yeah, Nicole Horn, Greg Crawford, Curtis Fancher, and Abby McCary, 18 years young today. So happy birthday to each and every one of y'all out there.
A big thank you to Nick Baine, who is running for State Auditor of the great state of Mississippi. We wish you luck on your endeavors, and you're headed to Hattiesburg next, you say?
Headed to Hattiesburg next, and then try to make some more rounds later in the afternoon. But thank you guys for having me. It's been a lot of fun. I'd love to come back anytime y'all need. Anytime y'all need some. Just some filler. Just holler at me. It's been a lot of fun.
We appreciate you dropping in this morning, and hopefully everybody learned a little bit about him. And
what is that? Baine for
Mississippi.
Mississippi.com.
Yep.
I had it pulled up, and I don't know what I've done with it.
We had another birthday. Let's see. We had Howard Gadsden, pastor of Lusk Baptist Church. So happy birthday to you. Gina Singley, Norwood's got a birthday. Yeah.
All right, as we depart, what's our Bible verse for the day?
Well, let's see. We're going to go to 1 John 4, verse 9. This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. He died for every sin that we had committed, will commit. He has already taken that slack so we can have our everlasting life and with the kingdom of God. But we have to go through Jesus. He is the way, he is the light, and he is the only way we can get to heaven. You'll bring him into your heart, he'll change your life and lead you to the path of good. Y'all have a wonderful day. We love you. See you for Hump Day tomorrow. Be safe tonight and be weather wise.